Should start. Okay, we're here, I think. So, YouTubers from around the world, welcome to the TRU-MON show. Janik, your host, with Mr. Landucci. How are you, Iru?
Hi, very good, very good
Good.
with a lot of energy to talk.
You're ready. You're ready to reggae and roll. That's what I said
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
You came
reggae
on.
and
I
roll.
was listening to music. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to reggae and roll." So yeah. So we're back. So Iru, I'm gonna let you start with keep going with the presentation we were doing the last time we left last Sunday. I
Yes,
think you
exactly.
want to start with Hollywood and symbology and stuff like that. So maybe you can go on and start whenever you're ready.
Okay, okay. We been
We're
talking.
we're not
Uh,
we're not gonna waste time. We don't have time to waste, my friend.
yeah, I know. So I just remember the people that maybe how we come to this point today. So we start talking a few days ago about all the symbolic behind the flat, the spherical Earth. All these symbolic things. So we're talking about who is quote unquote who is right Baal and all that symbolic. That is the first thing. That's why the system tell us that we live inside a Baal, right? That is the first step to understand all the rest that comes hand by hand with this symbolic thing. So this name, this entity, this group of person, whatever it is, it come from the Egyptians, the Sumerian people, right? So I'm just putting on the table, I am not going to enter again on all this business of Baal, but those who want to see what is all about, they have the first chapter of our interviews, so
That's
they
it.
can go there. Today we're going to talk about because everybody knows in this world of conspiracy. I don't like that word, because for me the conspiracy is from them to us, right? No, from us to them. The conspiracy are these families, uh, that these families have the conspirations over us, right? So we
Yeah.
are going to talk a little bit of, we know who the Rockefellers are, who Kennedy, who are the DuPont, the Freeman, the Rothschild. The Rothschild is like the bankers, that families that like they have all the money and control all the systems, economic
Yeah.
systems and things like that.
The
But
banksters.
the bank,
The
exactly, the bank,
banksters.
exactly. So we're gonna talk
I
about
like, I like to call them by their real name, you know?
yeah, that's the real name, exactly. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of Disney family,
Yeah.
because these other families are really important for other business, like political business, like economic, like educational and all that kind of stuff. But Disney for us is the family that introduced the ball conception, the spherical world conception, because all they do is they know. Give me a second, I'm gonna put this image to understand better. How it's called my English today? It's good.
Oh yeah, perfect,
Okay,
perfect.
okay.
Disney, and I was looking at a video also. I think it's from Dave Murphy. I think a video from him. I was
Yeah,
watching last night and about Atari, all the video games at the beginning. I think it's Dave or something else, somebody else maybe. But all the video games are really were meant to implement for the brainwash, to start the brainwash, the
yeah,
Atari especially, with all those Odyssey, Space Odyssey games, and
exactly. In fact, I want to show this guy
the
first.
brainwash started early.
Yeah. No, I gonna show today some old movies that it's amazing how they they tie they attach all the pieces together, because this is start from the beginning of uh 20th century. So there is one of the things, and the other is
Well, you know that's why Hollywood's been created. That's why all the entertainment has been created. It didn't, as far as I'm concerned, what people didn't know how to play baseball before. They didn't. Why never went like professional before? Only in the past 100 something years that first of all the NHL, the hockey is professional and all that. So it's been created for a purpose. It's not because we evolve and we decided to put the sports professional. I think it was all designed. It's all the
no. These
like
are
Hollywood, same like
everywhere. They are everywhere. They are everywhere.
everywhere.
So what they know something. They know that one thing is if the things are real and material, but the important thing is just to be real. I going to explain myself, okay? When they create images, computer or graphics or painted image or whatever, they what they do, they create a real thing to the pineal gland, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's real and material. So if they can create the spherical model in your mind, it doesn't matter if it's real and material. The important thing is your mind is gonna make it real, just real. Never is gonna make material. That is why nobody have a picture of the Earth, because this is an existence plane, a plane of existation. I don't know if the real
plane of existence, plane of
exactly
existence, whatever.
exactly. This is, I don't know if is any shape to measure or to take a picture, because nobody do in all these thousands of years. So
and no matter how high you go, you never see, like, all you see is an horizon perfectly flat. Like, nobody can. That's the thing is nobody knows. But they pretend to know. They pretend they're so clever. They have all the answers to everything in the world, but nobody knows.
Exactly. So I'm always put the same example in Spanish, because it's a very regular example to understand.
Yeah.
You are a man, okay? You are a man. So if you think a hot woman, you're gonna have an erection. And if I split your head in two sides and try to find that image of a woman, I never gonna find it. But for you, was real. That is why your body reacts to that image, right? So that is why if you think in sad images, you're gonna cry, and if you think in happy images, you're gonna be happy. So that is why they know that the thing, it doesn't matter if are material things. The important is if it's real to your brain. So that it's the eye of Horus symbolic, right? So they put it in everywhere. In fact, we have here a British, I think it's from England, maybe not, I don't know. No, from Germany, our friend, our astronaut friend, and he, in plain sight, we have seen, this is the eyes of Horus in the shoulder, in the right shoulder of the astronaut. Be happy to fake all the... So they are putting everywhere, okay? This is because it's an edition. I don't know who made this video, but the important thing, there you have it. Yeah. Why an astronaut has that tattoo? Because all these things are together. This is Disneyland. This is Disneyland. Not directly, okay? This is the Eye of Horus. This come from Egyptian, blah, 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 blah. But the important thing is they are, the objective, the target is our mind, not the material world, okay? To keep us inside the ball. The important thing is to attack the mind with marketing, with publicity, etc., etc., etc.
Psychological warfare.
Exactly. So bring this little introduction. We're gonna
It's a
see
mind game.
how
It's a mind game, and they know it's a mind game. That's why they play with your mind and they want to control it. It's a mind game.
exactly, and that's why also why they put a lot of money in the game development, in the game industry development, because, for example, to the people understand what is all this about. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you this. This is the real thing to the mind. So that just is a simply Oculus device from Google, I think it is, and this is a horror film, horror game, but for the mind, it's real. Here, I don't see the zombie right here in the living room, but for this person, he feeling in the mind, in the heart. So that for this person, that it's real in that moment. Okay, so that is why they put a lot of money, a lot of energy in the game industry, because that is the evolution of the television.
You know, people thought that when television came out, it was quite a great invention. Yeah, right.
Exactly. In fact, we know, we everybody knows this kind of. Look at right now. This is a commercial product. So imagine what they have behind the scenes. But look at this real-time green skin care. Here,
Yeah.
it's perfect. So if they sell this kind of product, look at that, like glass. So that is why they create all these kind of international space station fake images, because they can do it, they can sell it to you if you want it. So they can put everything inside of everywhere. So that, to us, this is Disney. This is all Disney family. This is what Disney family it's doing right now. They have Pixar, they have that kind of DreamWorks. They control everything of that
And
kind of thing. Okay,
and not
for
only
their
that is they encourage it also because anybody that's gonna want to promote space stuff or Hollywood or distraction is gonna be subventionized. So you're gonna have a subvention or anything. You're gonna get the money from the government to push it for sure. They not only do it, they promote it.
exactly,
Everybody can.
because for the regular people, in fact, this kind of visual effects, it's remind me a lot. There is an image in the International Space Station where there is a woman that pick up from the left up corner like a little Grinch, green, so they use this kind of system. There is no doubt about this. So getting back here, so where this come from, where the all these things start? Well, here we have okay, I have Spanish, but I'm going to translate, because everything of we give me, sorry for all this go back and forward. I have
No
here.
pressure.
Okay, so I have here. So this is, you heard about the Blue Bean project?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the real Blue Bean project is not just the fake alien invasion. Because for your mind to believe in that kind of thing, they need to start a way go back in the other centuries, because they need to put all these images, imagination in the mind of a lot of generations. All right, so they create a lot of different
Different
different.
stages, and I guess they go for sure.
Exactly. So the first thing to the Blue Bean project was the crop cycles. That it's where they start again. So that is why Robert Plot, Plot, that for me is really, really funny, because in Spanish, when you talk about a plot, you're talking about make a graphic, make a sun, make an argument, the conspiration. I don't know how to translate that. The plane, the structure. This is like a machine. So measurement, make a plane, create an argument. So there are all things. When you talk about Robert Plot, you're talking about making a history, a confabulation, an argument. There is nothing real. There are, because that is why they clean up karma, because they telling you, they are not lying to you. They are telling you, but you doesn't have the knowledge to understand it. That is in your face.
Sometimes I ask myself, how could I have been so blind? How could I have been so blind all my life? All my life I've been blind. It's just we're blind. We're I don't know. They put some kind of veil or something, and until you wake up, and you don't see nothing. But once you wake up, you see.
Here is the answer. That is why we are so blind. Because the UNESCO, which means UNESCO, ONU, university, they always target to one. They need to put this one idea to the rest of the people. So ONU, O-N-U. In UNESCO, you have again the number one, ONU. All right, because when in Spanish, when you talk about ONU, it's like uno, which is like one.
There's a game. Who knows?
The game.
There's a game. Who knows?
They are telling you. They are not lying.
Wow.
They are telling you. So they don't make karma in some way. Okay, this is very profound thing. We can enter in this, but
it's always very profound with you, my friend.
When you talk about university, it's like talking about one. It's like talking about one verse. So when you're going to try to learn, you have what you're going to learn, only one side of the things. That is why they call university, one versity. Uni comes to union, to come from one versity, So that is why here, for example, in Argentina, we have the universidad, which is the same of this. But here we have another concept, which is facultad. This is a word in Spanish.
Faculté. In French, it's a faculté.
Yeah, that's why. And you have another one, which is academy.
Yeah.
Academy. But this word of academy, why they use that kind of because they know that thing comes. Let me just open the file for the people understand this. I think I have here. From here it's why we say you are an academy person, from the language of Acadio. So when you're talking, you have these levels of knowledge. When you go into university, they're gonna teach you what? The only thing that it's better from them, from this kind of elite. When you are in academy, they maybe teach you other kind of things, because the people that it's academy, they know this kind of thing. I'm talking about not the regular people that believe I'm going to academy and maybe they go to the same thing of university. I'm talking about the families, the elites, the real the guys who knows all these kind of symbolic things. So that is why we have university, the facultad, the academy, and all that kind of fractal things, you know. So this is the development of the language from 1,000, I think 10, 12,000 years ago. And that's why they use in that way the words that they pronounce or the words that they put in the books. So they are not lying to you. They are telling you the things, but you doesn't have the academy in your mind to understand how they treat us.
I don't know, but there's some people that I think there's three kinds of people that see things, people that they see it when you show it to them. I'm one of them. And there's people that just don't see. But there's people that see all this very early in their life. Some others, like me, you need to point it to them and yeah, I'm gonna wake up but I don't know why we're like that. Why? I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
still something I'm trying to understand. In my
So
journey, but I'll
yeah,
come to some answers at one point in my life.
and when we say that everything it's come from Egyptian, we are saying because this is from a friend of mine that passed me this kind of information about the Queen Elizabeth. This is another history, but here we can see. Let me show.
You know, there's another thing also, Yehu, to get to where we are today, we both put the distractions aside. You cannot start doing research like that, and also sharing it with the world and having all kinds of distraction in your life. So I'm sure you're a guy that's very focused on his stuff all the time.
Yeah. I work. I have the fortune to work. I make computer animation, so I have 2 monitors, and all the day I have my first monitor doing my job, but the second monitor always is open a documentary or something else. Because if not, if you don't do that, I can't have the time to do my job and learn at the same time. It's the only way, at least that I found. Maybe other guys have another plan to organize themselves. So here we can see all the symbolic from the. We showed this in the beginning, but we can see the symbolic representation. They are all Egyptians. they never change. They are all, Cleopatra, and this is the Statue of Liberty. And the Statue of Liberty, it's a concept that we must be understand good, because liberty, it's not the same of, say, freedom. Okay, liberty, it's here in Argentina we call libertinaje. It means when the Marines guys come to a land to get funny with women and do all that kind of thing. This is the word liberty. It's not the statue of freedom. It's the statue of, liberty, of cabarets. I don't know how it's the terminology in English, but that is why they put it there. It's not the statue of freedom. It's like, that like this kind of diabolic things when you see in the movie White Shot, White Shot, I don't know where is the
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, that kind of party with women, men, and all that kind of sexual rituals.
We have our brother Eduardo.
Exactly. So that is why they call liberty statue and not freedom statue. Here we can see all the symbolic, for example, the Pharaoh Siamun, which is the representation of the King Solomon. But when we're talking about the King Solomon, it's not a king exactly. It's when you're talking about Solomon, what you're talking about is Solomon is the same to talk about the sun or moon, because if you want to live, you know, in harmony, you need to balance the masculine and the feminine sides. You know, you need to be in the center. You need to take knowledge about the masculine part of the life and the feminist part of the life. You can, if you are using right now a man's body, because your energy enter in your man's body, you keep going to be a man, but you need to understand the feminine side. You need to practice something that can, you know, make more sensible person. And if you are enter in the woman's body, you need to understand the man's side also, because if not, you are not in the center. You are lateralized, you know, you are from one side or the other. So when you reach Solomon, they mean
It's a great.
sun and moon.
Hold on, it's a great observation you're making there, because I was always under the impression that it was the soul of man, the soul of man, the soul of man. A lot of researchers are pointing to that, but
Yeah,
you're saying sun or moon. It's very.
Yeah, that is where they come from. At least I study in this way. Maybe
Yeah.
I have wrong, but
No,
for me,
no. I like it makes sense.
After hearing the Mark McQueen talking about, you know, this imbalance between men and women, and how they, when they talk about the sun, they talking about the Osiris phallo, so represent like men penis, you know, and all that kind of symbolic I have in my YouTube channel. So everyone is invited to see that kind of symbolic. But here we can see all the when we're talking about the King David. David it's David in Spanish. It's like say live, give. I don't know if I maybe I write, but David is la vida, the life.
Yeah.
David, he give life. Da, it's like give, and vid, you know, in Spanish, it's like say give, and this life to the Hebrew cultures. Yeah. You know, this is he give life to who? So that is all the symbolic inside here. We have the Moses, which is another representation of a pharaoh. So they are not Hebrew. I don't know if they're Hebrew or not, but they take all the knowledge from Egyptian guys. So that is why who have the pyramids? The Hebrew of the Egyptian? The Egyptian have the pyramid. Yeah. The Egyptian was who teach us all the astronomic language, all the astronomic maps. So the Hebrew, maybe they stole them from the Egyptians, or maybe they just simply changed the skin. Maybe the same Egyptian they convert to Hebrew. I don't know, because that part of the history is very, very you know, messed up from the books, and the books are all corrupt. So that is the difficult part to understand. But the symbolic, it's undeniable. That it's like that. So that
you cannot deny the symbolic, and if you don't understand the symbology, well, go back to the matrix or patrix, whatever you want to call it, because it's all about symbology. Very, very important to understand symbology, numerology, and all that's how they keep you blind.
Exactly. In fact, we have to put so I'm gonna finish this so we can go inside the Disney family, but everything is you know, everything is connected.
Hi,
Ah, my
everyone.
friend Eduardo.
Hola, Iru. Hi.
How you
How you
doing?
doing?
I introduce my friend Eduardo. He's a friend of mine from Spain, from Barcelona, and
Salut.
Madrid, Madrid.
he speaks English also, and he's, you know, inside of all this situation about the spherical war, uh, the flat plane, and all that kind of stuff. So I invited him to be here in this presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, both of you. It's a great pleasure to be here and sharing information with you and have the opportunity to listen to Iru live
Okay.
and to talk with you both. Sorry for the
He,
delay. Sorry for the delay. I had a little trouble with my car, so,
no, no problem, no problem.
so finally I'm here.
Uh, he's
A
one of
pleasure
the
to have you here.
he was who translate the all the text about atom, about Copernicus, and all that kind of guys. So really thanks Eduardo for translate that text. So I'm gonna show you. We have been talking about all the symbolic things. I'm gonna close this window, and I'm gonna show you this. This is just a little, you know, this kind of hidden things in the symbolic world of the music. You know, everybody knows Oasis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to find it right here because a lot of people are putting me in my wall. So here we have a disc. It's an older disc of Oasis, but it's very interesting because this album called "Don't Believe the Truth." All right, and if you take a closer look, it's like a dome. First of all, second, they have a wall with white parts in the wall, like representing the Antarctica. And and that is not just my imagination. I'm going to show you why maybe they are talking about don't believe the truth, and we live, you know, in a plane with a dome and with some kind of barrier, of border, or whatever you want to call it. Because the first song of this album, it's called like this. I have it. If I don't, is the first song is called "Turn Up the Sun" for everyone. You know, like I like to think that that are talking about if you're gonna have some knowledge, share with everybody. So if you are going to, you know, use some secret of the sun, of that kind of illumination, at least show to everyone. Okay, but maybe this is something that have to see with the MK Ultra, you know,
Turn up the
process.
sun. You know what it makes me think about? Turn up the sun is like turn up the sun. It's like make it brighter. And what I see lately, I don't know, probably other people can have that same observation, is the sun is getting brighter. Is it because we're being more awake suddenly everywhere on Earth that the sun is shining
Maybe,
brighter?
maybe
Turn
because
up the sun, turn it up, turn it up, turn up the vibes.
exactly. And you know, we have the dome, the wall, and don't believe the truth. And the first song is "Turn Up the Sun," and he said, "I carry madness everywhere I go, over the border and back to the snow," because here it said snow, but maybe you can say Antarctica. Okay, border,
Yeah.
Antarctica. And then they say, "The boys in the bubble, they want to be free, and they got so blind by the science that they cannot see. So for me, this album, this song, and this Symbolic is very explicit ones. You know, and this is not just a coincidence of Oasis making this song and this album. There is no way to be a coincidence. And if you listen all the rest of the album, you're gonna find Laila, for example, like, because Laila is like when they talk about Lilith. So Lilith for the Hebrew, which is Lilith, is like the first Eva. And they have a song called Lilith, Laila. So for me, this disc, Don't Believe the Truth from Oasis is a good album to listen in your house when you are, with time. So they talking about the Bible. They talk about be blind by the science, or for whatever you wanna concept you wanna put there. So we are blinded, and we are blinded for this kind of family, or for this kind of character in our history. So the first we talked about Robert Plot 10 minutes ago. The next Sunday we are going to go deep inside Robert Plot, because that guy, it's the first who introduced us the dinosaurs and the crop cycles. That was when the Blue Bean project started, to try to put in the minds of the people the concept of other world ships that come to our plane and make this kind of draw in the crop fields, that kind of concept. So for us, the real thing about the space, it's come from Julius Verne. All right, this is the first guy who introduced very, very profound concept about we can landing on the moon. Yeah, we can go from the Earth to the moon. He was who write that. Okay, but this is in Spanish, but you can find it in a lot of places. The Masonic connections, the Masonic links of Julio Verne to the Masonic Society. That is why they have this kind of imagination. They are not a genius. They are liar.
Professional liar.
Yeah.
Exactly. They are liar. So then
and
we
manipulators also, because you have to manipulate the mind of the masses. So they're professional manipulators, liars. You can name them name, but I don't want to attach too much negative vibration to that. I don't think they're even...
Exactly. Then, for example, you have some kind of, this is from the I don't know in English what is the name, but in Spanish I'm gonna say literally it's 80 days around the world. So here you can see the straight line in the horizon with the sun, okay? And in the first line of the book, he says, after the sun goes down, disappear behind the horizon, trace with a clean straight line. So this is the message from the initiation people, who are inside all these logias of Masonic temples, If you are a pagan, if you are not an initiation guy, you're gonna read it, and you're gonna read it as it is in these pages. You are not going to understand exactly what he's meaning in this kind of concept. But if you are, a people that it's inside of all this kind of knowledge, when you read this kind of thing, you are not just reading this kind of a straight line. You know that the sun is making that straight line in the horizon, because that is the way the suns behave in the real life. We can see from the reflection in all kind of I'm going to show this simply I have here, if I don't, give me a second. I have some images of I am trying to find it in my other monitor. Give me 1 second. I have here, and okay, I found it. It's in here, and we are talking about this kind of situation when you can see how the suns are bigger and it's getting small. In fact, I have a comparison. Let me just find that. I know there is some way, some here is. So here you can see, first of all, the sun and the moon at the same time, in the same place, in the same minutes, same hour. Somebody is going to tell you that could be possible because the moon and the sun could be up in the space, so that is why the shadow of the moon. But a lot of time this is not the same angle of where the sun is with the moon orientation. But here you can see, did you see this video where there is the moon in the front and the sun behind?
I don't think so.
This is a very interesting video, because this kind of thing you can see, of course, if you are high enough, you can see the moon behind and the sun in the front. But when you are at the ground level, it's difficult to see that if the world is a sphere. You have the moon and the sun behind at the sea level, which is really strange. It's strange. And when you're talking about that kind of sunset, you can see this kind of, this is not just one sample. Every time you make this kind, you're gonna find the same. Maybe you're gonna see when the suns go down in the sea. Maybe you can see a little bigger because it depends of the atmospheric conditions, right? But always it's the same. It's a perspective thing. It's when the sun is up in our head is 12 o'clock for us, and at the sun go to the horizon, it's getting darker because the sun has power, but it's not a nuclear fusion power and unlimited power. It's just like every light they have fall off.
The sun is the same. The sun does the same thing as the clouds. You just look at the cloud on top of you, and the cloud that are just 2 miles away. You're gonna see them lower than the one right above you. So hello, it's the same thing for the sun. That's why at one point we lose him because he's going too far.
Exactly. I'm not going to show a lot of because we are in this kind of symbolic interpretation. But everyone who wants to research about the sun and how they going to the horizon and things like that, you have a lot of examples. So here we have Julius Verne. What he do? He was the Hollywood, but in the 19th centuries. Okay, so that is here we call, and this is about of my interpretation. Maybe I am not 100% correct, but here in Spanish we call what in English is entertainment. I don't know if I write correct, but here is like this. If I translate this literally, it's like say I catch you and I literally, okay? But this kind of concept in the English world is the show business. And if you take this word, you know, like Queen, when Queen say that song that the show must go on, and this kind of concept, if you take the word show, because everything of this space thing is a show, it's not real thing, it's show, it's show business. And if you take this word and you know, invert the letter, you want to have something like it's not 100%, but remember, the letters, the words are, the important thing of the word is the vibration when you pronounce it, not just why is the way of writing. The important thing is the vibration when you spell it, when you pronounce the letter. You have wash, show, wash, wash. So when you're talking about symbolic idea like the show must go on, say the wash must go on.
The brainwash must go on.
Exactly. So this, when we're talking about the biocodification of the word, it's not just from one language or another. You can find the fractal in every language, even in Chinese language, even in French language. A lot of things. I am not, you know, a specialist in biocodification or things like that. I read a lot of books, but I am not a specialist. But if you understand the basic, you can start to find this kind of concept in everywhere, or from one side or another. You know, maybe the word is about the vibration, or maybe writing inverse, or maybe changing a letter, but you're gonna find that kind of concept in every single word. So when you know, here we call science fiction, for example. The science fiction is like, say, you know, I don't know if I can explain myself. Here in Spanish we say ciencia ficción, but the word fiction is not just for in Spanish. When we talk about facts, when you're talking about facts, you are talking about something that really happened, right? So fictions, factions, it's a word that it's a little connection. So what they doing when they say, okay, this is the real science and this is the fact science. The fiction science is the same. They are trying to put you in your brain like that kind of science is fact science, it's fiction science. So they are telling you that both kind of science are the same. The real science and the fiction science. For me, it's a little bit, you know, when you're talking about, in Spanish, when you're talking about fiction, the dictionary is going to tell you that is a simulation of reality in terms to proceed that from the Latin fictus, which means, Eduardo, ¿sabes cómo es fingido en inglés?
Fake it. It's fake.
It's fake or invented. That is what the dictionary is going to tell you. But
okay, so if fiction and the other word you said, fact, is linked together to represent the illusion, what word is representing what is real, what is divine out there? If those two words are,
this is science fiction
or something.
This is science fiction. But for the mind, it's real. So I go into the cinema and I see gravity. But for my mind, is science fiction? Yes, because it's a simulated reality. But it's a reality. It's simulated from my mind. But for my mind is real. So that is why all the entertainment, all the wash brain show business, they are so important to them, because like we talked in the beginning of the show, it doesn't matter if it's real and material. The important thing is that it's real for your mind. Doesn't matter if it's outside the material representation of the concept. The only thing that they matter if you believe it.
Yeah, because even if there would be other words to describe other things real, it's not what they want you to have in your mind. So that wouldn't even exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, picture yourself in another world, living in love and harmony, you know, with better, not brainwash and no brainwash and stuff. So that's what I'm picturing myself in often. But
no, this is go very, very deep, very deep. In fact, Julio Verne, he was, you know, like a money machine, because he write from the earth to the moon. Then he write travel to the center of the earth. Who introduced what he do in this book? He talk about the Robert Plot research about the dinosaurs, you know, about the nucleus, the core of the earth. All that kind of concepts are making, but this kind of guy that they are belong to the Masonry logias. So they create in our minds the concept of the core of the earth, the dinosaur, the space, the ships. The only thing that we can say that maybe he was true was the submarines. the only thing that he maybe we can see, because they put a little truth mixed up with lies. So no, look at Julio Verne talks about the radio, about the submarines. No, he was a genius. He was a satanic genius in all the cases. So what we have now, who is now Julio Verne? Because there must be Julio Verne now. It's Hollywood. Julio Verne now it's Disney family. That is where
DreamWorks.
What, Eduardo?
DreamWorks.
Yeah, DreamWorks, huh? The company DreamWorks.
Exactly.
Lucas.
They are all together. Yeah, they are all together. In fact, when you're talking about Disney, I have also this image. Maybe everyone knows. Give me a second.
Pixar also is in there.
Oh, Pixar. You know, to the, until
they're from here, I believe. Those people, Pixar, from somewhere in Montreal.
Yeah, they have a lot of other, you know, like he's Walt Disney. Yeah. And he are pointing where the Apollo, this piece of shit is going to land. You know, he said, "Okay, we landing here." No, this is too much. Okay, but we have the new Julio Verne fractal in the 60s, and of course now they don't need to kill everyone who participate. You know, if you're talking about Stanley Kubrick and all this kind of he is Stanley Kubrick, because he was the first Julio Verne of the 20th centuries. What Robert Plot and Julio Verne write in books, these men make an illusion and science fiction for our minds. He is Arthur C. Clarke, the inventor of the elite of satellites. The satellite was invented. The satellite concept was not invented by a scientist. Was invented by a writer, a novelist. Okay? And then scientists say, okay, that's a great idea. Let's going to put on orbit, and then the magical thing becomes. And now we know that there is no any satellite up there. but they have the satellite give a lot of money to this guy. So here we can see in England Stanley Kubrick, but the Stanley Kubrick is a little strange name. I don't know, maybe it's a real name, but when you say Stanley Kubrick, I'm gonna write directly. It's Stanley Kubrick. This have a little to stay in Cube.
Yeah, the movie Cube.
Exactly.
A lot of movies talk about the cube.
Exactly.
Hellraiser.
Exactly. That one is I think is the one of the first that is it's a horror movie, right, Eduardo?
Yeah. Scary.
Exactly. Scary
really
movie.
Scary. Yeah. Really scary one.
What is Stay in the Cube? This is Stay in the Cube. The black cube, the cube of Saturn. So Stanley Kubrick, you know, it has this is our cube and bricks, for example. So Stanley Kubrick, who make, you know, the moon landing, the science fiction moon landing, and all this kind of stuff, they have also a symbolic name. I don't know if this is a real 100% name, but the codification of Stanley Kubrick in vibration, Stanley Kubrick, you know, Kubrick, cube, you have a lot of fractal in this kind of name that refer to stay in the cube. To don't be the true, don't believe the true, it's a oasis. So it's like say stay in the bubble, you know, stay in the cube. It's my interpretation, maybe I am wrong, okay? I just putting these things on the table so anybody can take it and do whatever they want to do with this information. So
last week we talked about his first name also, Stanley. What do you have about his first name?
The first name of Stanley for me,
because you remember I told you here we have the Stanley Cup and stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah, I remember this. We talk about a little of this interpretation of the name. You know, the English language for me, I know just 50%. So for me, do this kind of translation is very difficult because I know that I miss a lot of words of the English. So if I know a little more, maybe I can go deep in this kind of conception. But
well, maybe if we keep doing shows together at one point.
Yeah, because Eduardo knows a lot of English.
You and Eduardo, we should do a good job.
Okay, and
no problem for me.
Yeah. So the problem to do this, what is the problem? The problem is that after they recreate everything of this, they need to kill everyone. So that is a little, you know, it's a little difficult because what?
Suspicious.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little suspicious because every time you're gonna fake the space, you must be kill all the members, all the families. You know, that is not a very convenient way to fake the space. So what we have today, the fractal of Stanley Kubrick, which are the computer softwares. And when I'm talking about the computer software being the fractal, it's not just of my imagination. I'm going to show you just a little bit of the symbolic behind the softwares that they use to emulate, to simulate Stanley Kubrick. Okay, so let me just hide these layers. So first of all, we have, you know, who everybody knows, the Apple's computer with all the symbolic of you know, the sin of the humankind, the Apple. But the Apple we show the last show. I haven't here. I have here. I have a lot of folders, you know. The Apple, this is the Apple representation. It's not just, you know, because it's an object of desire, the Apple computer. It's because they are in the same kind of families, in the same kind of logials, you know, Masonic places. So that is why they use the Illuminor apple, you know. So everybody knows the apple and all the symbols about apple. Everybody knows the incorporation, which we use as Photoshop. Right now I am using Photoshop, but this is from the beginning, from the version 1. They always use an eye in all the versions until this one of 2000, I think 12 from now. But I'm going to show why they changed the symbol of the eye. But they have the symbol of the eye. They have the pyramid here with a pyramid inside, with a pyramid unconstructed here. This kind of softwares, for example, run over Microsoft, and not a lot of people know that Microsoft, if I put it Microsoft now, it's just, when I put Microsoft, you know, this is the Microsoft, the window, the squares. If I go into images, I'm gonna find this. But when we're talking about the first Microsoft logo, it's something very strange, because the first logo of Microsoft, it has a little pyramid inside the O and the S. You can see here. So why Microsoft in the 90s has a pyramid in the logo? Here. That is why everything's are together, because this guy, it's also a pyramid. This put a pyramid in the logo with any kind of a concept, because it's just a word, a simple word. Why they draw this little pyramid? And very suspicious, like Eduardo say. All the symbolic from Apple, the color representing the rainbow. The rainbow, everybody knows what is. And we're talking at the beginning. We're talking about Elizabeth, and there is another queen which make some rainbow symbolic, and that was the Queen Elizabeth. Queen. I'm searching in the other monitor. Elizabeth. Give me a second. Reina Isabel, I think it was Isabel. No, Elizabeth, this one here. Here we have, for example, we have the Queen Elizabeth I, not Elizabeth II, like we showed before. The Elizabeth I, she has a really, you know, he has, for example, a snake on the arm. He has eyes and ears in this picture, and here says, without sun is not a rainbow. It says, senza, I think it's even in French, the word. Let me just open. Here says, you know, can you read it from there?
I can't really see. If you zoom.
It says, I can't remember the first letter, but it's like without the bright of the sun is not a rainbow. Iris from, you know, arco iris. And she in the hands, what they have in the hands? They have like only one Eduardo, ¿cómo sería? Tiene como un haz de luz del arco iris.
Ostras. Yo creo que puedes decir rayo, sun ray.
Okay.
Ray of light.
Oh, one ray of sun.
one ray of sun.
Ray of
Exactly.
Light is Madonna's album, Ray of Light. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly. She's like a Madonna. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can have here, you know, the two circles. Yeah, the two circles back in the head. You have the snake in the arm, the eyes, and this symbolic thing, because you know it's like a ray of diffraction of the light. Because if you follow the arc, you're gonna see like they turn invisible, like
And again,
like another dimension thing.
you look at the word Elizabeth, you have hell in front.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sure. And Bet come from those people. You said Bethlehem and stuff. Isn't it all related?
Yeah, in fact, you have, for example, the names of Baal, which you can say, I don't know if here you have Bel, you have Belzebu, you have, you know, Elizabeth, Belzebu. You can, if you research, you're gonna understand why they use these symbolic names all the time. That is why Rihanna. You have Lady Gaga, Radio Gaga. Gaga is, you know, when you find Gaga, God Gaga, like that, you're gonna find that Gaga was Egyptian again. You know, there you have it. This is Gaga. It's a meme of Gaga, but Gaga imitate. So everything is connected. That is why they all the time make songs about their entities. That is not coincidence. That is why they use, and all the time they represent this kind of symbolic things. So we have the rainbow here, and we have, you know, for example, the computers, the best computer to make CGI, it's called silicon graphics, and you can see the cube here, the hypercube.
Hypercube, yeah.
Yeah, the hypercube. Then the software, we in our house, we use Windows or Mac OS to run our software. But if you want to use silicon graphic, you must be, the better is to use the IRIX system. So IRIX, Osiris, you know, ISIS, IRIX, you can start to go, because everything is related. So you can IRIX software, which I think just a few people know this kind of operation system to run, to make CGI graphics. Then you have, this is the welcome screen to all the new all the new Adobe products. We have, for example, the new 2015 Illustrator. You can see clearly an astronaut with a helmet and like green skin character, and everybody knows who have green skin, right, Eduardo? Who have the green skin?
Reptiles. Y mira también los ojos en blanco, como si estuvieran bajo control mental.
Yeah, talk about in English, please.
MK Ultra.
Yeah, Eduardo said that it's not just the green skin represented the alien of, you know, of ET kind of body, but also the white eyes representing this kind of hypnotic state from the person, like is hypnotic. Give me a second, my door is something is on my door.
Hypnotic
Just a second.
Hypnotic state that we're under. Most of the population.
So I back. We have the Illustrator. Then we have one of the to make a web application. So you have the horizon. This is like the Julio Verne's, you know, book. You have seen the sun coming out from the straight line of the horizon. You can see here like something like was some kind of cloud, and these red things, I don't know what it's what they are, but here you can see the representation of the horizon. And then you have, for example, welcome screen. And again,
the other picture before with the red dot, was there another sun on the horizon? Is there two sun on the horizon there?
Yeah, all these software are these ones. You know, if I click right now in Audition, you're gonna see it when the screen is open. Here is the okay, this is open too fast. But if I come here and I say, I think the Audition help, no, the Audition about Audition, no, okay, this is open really fast, so that is why you can see it. But this is the welcome screen of Audition, okay? And this is have a lot of symbology, because you have the straight horizon again, but also you have this disc with the center there, and carried by you know, like elite people. That is why they are dressing a suit. You know, that is kind of the elite people, take the plane, the disc, and I have in my hands. Then you have the other software, which is the After Effects. And I don't know why, but it seems like Adobe, they in 2015, they all the members say, okay, let's put at, you know, pyramids and horizons, straight horizons, because this is another sunset. You know, you have here, and you have here, then you have in After Effects pyramids, totally an infinite plane, and the colors of the sunset, the stars, but the real stars, quote unquote real, it's mixing with this kind of artificial stars. So this is a lot of symbolics, and this is not just a coincidence. They know that we are talking about the flat Earth.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure. Then you have Adobe Premiere welcome screen, another horizon with another sunlight. And when you upgrade the version from this, like Superman, you know, the red and blue, the demon colors, looking at the sun, you have another horizon with a crocs guy. This is like Jesus. This is not just a coincidence pose of a person. And this is all in the software, just in the software. This is the Stanley Kubrick, this is the Julio Verne of our age. Yeah. Then you have, for example, the Symbian Solaris, a software that runs on BlackBerry. BlackBerry, you know, that the slave people use. The bowl, the black bowl, again a bowl.
Yeah, BlackBerry. What about that company, BlackBerry?
I don't know. Maybe I think this company still exists. But what, you know, when you're talking about BlackBerry, the symbol, you know, I can put it here. The BlackBerry symbol, if I symbol. Eduardo, ¿sabés a lo que me refiero, no? Con la bola negra que está atada a los pies de los esclavos.
Sí, pero eso está en el símbolo de BlackBerry, ¿o qué?
No, es el nombre.
Vale. Sí, pero que ¿cómo se dice en inglés? Dices.
BlackBerry. This is when you're talking about BlackBerry, you're talking about a ball take your feet to, you know, to make you don't move. You know, this is the BlackBerry symbolics. Okay,
I knew there was a symbolic behind it. That's what I was doing.
But this symbolic of BlackBerry, it's also represented in the community of the flat Earth with this. When you're talking about, let me just open. I think I have in the is when you're talking about. I think I have it. Sorry for the delay. Okay, I'm gonna put it directly to the web because I can't remember where is the file. The Atlas. When you're talking about Atlas, we come from the Greeks. Atlas tattoo. You're talking is the same. It's the same of BlackBerry. You know, it's the weight of the ball on your shoulder that if you think you live in the ball, you can, you know, it's like say the ball on your shoulder is too heavy to carry on. It's like a crux, you know. That is everything. This is like this. I don't know if you are follow the symbolic here. So that is why, because for me, this is not a happy person carry on the world in the shoulder, you know. I don't know. It's like, oh my God, I have the world on my shoulder. So they are carry this, and this is like slave, but these people carry a disc. See, very happy carry on the disc, you know. I think this is a little more. ¿Cómo se dice liviano?
Lightweight, not
lightweight.
Heavy. The opposite of heavy, light.
Exactly. This is like more lightweight, and this is more heavy weight.
You know, when came time to invent all those music device like the record cassettes or the CD or the vinyls, or maybe they thought about it to make the vinyl flat, you know, like a disc. To, you know, I'm sure they thought about it for sure.
Yeah. Why not? You are talking about just like this.
And to make it spin, on a record player to play the music, like
yeah. I can after every.
Why? You know, MP3, you put a USB key in your computer, it doesn't spin to play the music. Why a cassette needed to spin, a CD needed to spin, a record player needed to spin? What, just to another thing to program our brain to let everything spin? You know,
everything must be spinning.
Everything must be spinning, like so I'm like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, we know that we have the magnetic center that produce that kind of vortex energy that spin also, right? So it's not just from the world, from the globe world, the spinning thing, but everything is mind programming. So here we can see how deep goes the mind programming, because every designer in the world, every computer animator is going to open one of these software, and he is going to be bombard the mind with these kind of symbolic things. So you have, for example, the Firefox, which represents, you know, like the fox eating the world. And when you're talking about fox,
just look at this. It's a blue ball. Ball, you know, I was like, okay, what am I buying here?
That's right. Fox, you know, the Firefox this is Fox, all right? Fox, it's the number 6. That is why they put Fox, the number of the channel. Because if you're trying to find a logo of the Fox channel be a fox, you're never going to find it. So they put like an animal name but they never use that animal in the graphics of the channel. But at the same time, you have the letter Fox, it's a 666, and all the logos about Fox are these like light rays, but this light rays is also cutting off, you know, and if you follow, you're always going to end forming a pyramid. So this is part of the family, of the Disney family. We have a new guest.
Say hi to Pinchy.
Pinchy?
He's my buddy.
Okay, okay. So then you have, for example, this is the Premiere welcome screen. You can see here. They say, hello, learn about Premiere Pro. And what we have here, we have a cinema screen, show us like, you know, Mars Invaders.
Predictive programming.
They want to prepare us so much that at one point they're gonna come out with some kind of alien invasion somewhere. That's all you see is alien invasion, and at one point they're gonna make it sound so real in the mind of the people that they're gonna think there's alien in here.
Yeah, because
nonsense.
when I make the video about the crop cycles, I say, then you are going to understand better. But the important thing here, what is? For example, I'm going to try to illustrate very, very quickly. Let me just, I'm going to open this
Our
one.
new buddy is interested in truth also.
For example, you have here, right? You have our sphere world. So imagine this. Let me just hide this layer. This one. We are in the space, right? Imagine we are on Fox News, on 666 News. So they just simply can say that we found it a lot of UFOs, ships at, I don't know, 10,000 kilometers away the Earth. And they are telling us to do this, this, and this. If not, they are going to invade it. So that is also blue beam. They don't need exactly to make the invasion inside our plane, making material. They just can say we have contact with UFOs and they are telling us we must be surrender our rights because if not, that is also part of it.
That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. It's like the moon landing. People believe that the American landed on the moon because they heard it on the radio. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Did
Yeah.
Did you remember the movie? No, the radio show, the War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Long ago, that
Yeah.
it was just a show on the radio, and many people in USA that they didn't know it was just a show. They took it for real, and many people got crazy and terrified and all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Mars attacks, Independence Day,
Of course, and that is why. And look at this, you know, you're also gonna have the red and the blue. You all the time you're gonna have this horizon. They have the people. They are happy. Oh, they're gonna invite it. Great. You know, you have the children playing in the. No, this is too much. This is too much.
Bullshit.
And and then you have, for example, the people that believes no, the Linux is a free software. Yeah, it's a free software, but it's a free give us to the Debian, to give us to the demons. That is why it's free also. Nothing is free.
There's nothing free on the internet. There's always
No, the air is free, yeah. The earth is free, yes, in some way.
Yeah. But mean,
nothing that is artificial is gonna be 100% free.
No.
That is why Windows all the time, Windows is going to give us the 10. Windows 10, it's free. No, it's not free. Nothing, it's free. And then the people doesn't, because they are the most of the people is not inside this world. For example, to create a lot of the satellite images, they use the software called Maya. That is how symbolic they are. The software
There's the
Maya.
water. Naya also.
Maya means illusion.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
but
Maya.
we have the water here in Canada named Naya.
Oh,
Bottled water. It's named Naya.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm telling you. I'm like, it flashed right away in my brain, for sure.
Oh, okay, you have, for example, the Maya, and what is the company the Maya makes? It's Alias, and they have an eye inside there with, you know, a red pupil, like demon's eyes. And this is the version 6, which is like spiral, you know,
Yeah,
like
there's a
the
6.
galaxy spiral. But now this software was by a company called Autodesk, which is the same software that make the AutoCAD, 3D Studio Max, you know, all kind of software. But the curious thing is that, for example, this is Maya software. And here you can see clearly a satellite, and then you have this image from final. And if you're gonna try to find a real image of a satellite, you are not going to find it, because it's real but not material. That is what real satellites, you are not going to find anyone. So these images are making with the illusion of Maya. Of course, you can use Cinema 4D, you can use 3D Max, it's the same. It's a concept. The elite use Maya.
Yeah, and like I saw in one of in Dave Murphy video a couple of days ago, just why don't we just close the debate right here, reverse a ball, and point it to her, take a picture, and send it to us in real time. What's happening on Earth? So we close the debate, but they won't do it. They can't do it. It doesn't exist. There is no ball.
I say the same in my last video of satellites. I say I make a video. It's in Spanish, so someday we can translate it. But in my video, I ask like 10 times that please leave me a comment with a link to a real satellite, and I shut down my channel directly.
Show me a picture. Show me the curve. I stopped talking about everything. Show me tangible proof.
Iru, pon otra vez el logo que acabas de poner, el de Maya. Un momentito.
Ahí.
Sí, enfoca el logo. Do you both of you remember Terminator, the movie?
Yeah,
yes.
The eye of the Terminator when the movie ends.
Yes, this one.
See? A red pupil.
Yeah.
Also reminds transhumanism.
Yeah.
All the robotic thing, you know, like predictive programming, preparing us for all the robots and mixing.
Yeah, all the robots in movies have red eyes and everything, and the camera, even the camera we take pictures. There's a red.
Yeah, they're evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I try to find you know, a big picture of the Alias software.
Predictive programming. It's all, we're going deep here and stuff. It's deep stuff. I mean, the general population doesn't even notice even the box they're buying or they're using. So it's deep stuff for sure.
Exactly. In fact, if you take a closer look to this is the number 6, and that is why they are making red, because the 6, the devil. In fact, after this is come from the company Alias, but after this release was by the Autodesk company, and this is, for example, the Maya 8 version, and you can see clear a dragon here.
Yeah, or a demon.
Or a demon, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is not just coincidence. Look at this.
It never is coincidence.
Never
there are no coincidences.
Exactly.
It's all set up. It's all, you know.
Yeah, you have here, for example, the eye here. of the Autodesk Maya. You have even the version 5 was like a spiral, you know, like hypnotic symbol of Maya. So that's I use this software, and I never ever think about all these kind of things. Never. I say, oh, nice logo. Why they make this logo? I never understand why they make this logo. But this clearly is a demon. It's Debian. It's like the Debian, you know? It's like this here. It's like Debian. It's the same. You have the tail. You have the tail here. You have the tail here.
Long ago in 2005, in one page of all these conspiracy theories and stuff, enter one that presented him as insider, okay, and he was answering questions as he was part of the elite, okay, and once they asked him, can you tell us a phrase of the occult? And he said, nothing is occult.
That's right.
Everything
is a plain sight.
As David Icke said, when you're trying to hide something, put it in everyone's face, you know, so nobody will ever think is nothing hidden there.
Exactly. That is what we're talking in the beginning of this presentation. They don't carry on with the karma because they are putting in your face. They are not hiding. They are not lying. They are use simply codes. So if you doesn't understand codes, the problem is not my problem. I am not lying to you. I'm just saying in your face. You doesn't have the knowledge to understand it. That is one of the most.
well, one thing, Airu.
Yeah.
That's half correct. Okay.
Half correct. Exactly.
Yeah, I tell you why. You know the work of Mark Passio, and he always is talking about that. The elite, they pretend that doing this, simply putting things in our face, hey, you're choosing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just putting it there. You could have not going through this, or you could have chosen other things. You know, they pretend they avoid karma, but that's not true. That's not real.
That's not real.
You cannot. It doesn't work that way, as far as I know. You can't avoid karma because it deals about intention.
Yeah.
Also about intention. It's much worse when you do evil, when you do harm to others. But you also generate karma when you try to do others harm. You know?
Yeah. I think the same, because for me, the most powerful energy is the intention.
Yeah.
That is why this is so important, because if you know the real meaning of the word, you can use the same words, but you change the intention when you pronounce it in some way. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I am agreed with you, Eduardo. I think these guys is also you know, in other level, they are tricked by the demons. Like say, okay, if you do this, you're never gonna pay this, but you always pay for your acts.
Yeah, that's right. That's why Mark Passio says they pretend, they just pretend they are the illuminated ones, but they are not, because they should know better than that, but they don't. They pretend they avoid karma, but that's not possible.
And another thing that is very curious is because, for example, there is a software called TRU-MON software. I use it. It's a French software, in fact. It's a really good one. And it's really good one for what? For simulating worlds. It's been used in Terminator 3, Terminator 4. It's in Avatar, you know, in a lot of movies. because it's really powerful. It's one of the best in the world. And the name of the company, it's called TRU-MON software, and you can see here like very explicit Horus eye, you know, in the logo. But the most amazing thing, you know, this is the welcome screen in the TRU-MON software. You can see a planet with the moon, the star, the asteroid, all the Hollywood fashion things. And when you go to the real web page, this is online web page. I'm going to refresh so everybody can see that it's real. When you go to the customers section, of course you're gonna find pictures like Walt Disney, Get a Digital, Industrial Light and Magic, all this symbolic thing, you know, the eye, the blue sky, the DreamWorks, the Industrial Light and Magic, the George Lucas company, which they are enlightened ones. He creates all the thing that he creates in 77 was to, after that, recreate the International Space Station as today we know it. I'm going to show that also. But when you scroll down, you say, oh, look, oh, yeah, Frank, I know all these companies because for me are the best in the world. So I learned a lot how to make computer graphics for these companies. But, you know, then, oh my God, this is NASA. What the fuck is doing NASA? Oh, Lockheed Martin, US Air Force are client of TRU-MON software. So what they doing there?
Yeah.
They don't even try to hide.
No, they are there.
Because yeah, that's you know, I think
no, it's amazing.
Nobody will never think about it. Yeah, nobody will never notice it. Nobody, even if we notice it, will think it's, hey, nothing real with that, nothing strange there. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, right.
There's football, hockey, and soccer. So.
And this is VU. This is VU. From TRU-MON software. This software it uses to create worlds, and that is why I always say that we need to hurry up, because when they take the images so real, the people is gonna believe even much, you know. So this is a time game. Also, we must wake up really, you know, quickly. Really quickly.
No more time to waste. That's what I told you at the beginning. We're here to represent our people, and we have no time to waste. We have to wake up people.
Exactly. In fact, when you, for me, was very, you know, look at this kind of, oh, this is Mars. You know, we found water. Look. Yeah. They make it all CGI. There is no way to make it. I
used to look at it and believe it, and. Never decipher the bullshit, and they're never until I open my eyes and look at their picture with a critical observational brain too, with, you know, questioning. It's all about questioning what we've been taught.
Exactly. In fact, look at this, for example. This is made with this kind of software, and this is from, I think, 2000, 3 years ago. This was 3 years ago. So when you look at this image. Why they make curve? Why they make curve just up in the clouds? If this is not real, I can show you an image. I show this why, because when this kind of the images from this company, you can see how deep the lights go, because they even intervene this kind of companies. So they make, in their show reel, they make the curve in the above the clouds. This is how you can emulate, and this is from 3 years ago. Imagine.
For sure, the brotherhood is wide and not large, so they have ramification in every companies. They're everywhere. No?
They're everywhere. You see this image. For example, I'm gonna put a little pause here. So you can see the curve. But when you go into, you know, when you go into, for example, a real plane travel, you know, from Seoul to Frankfurt, when you up in the sky, it's very straight line. You
Yeah,
know,
there's a
it's
movie
completely
on
straight.
YouTube, the whole flight, I think.
Yeah, it's the whole flight here. And here you can see not just the straight clouds, you also can see the spotlight of the sun, you know, zenith spotlight, you know, here directly over the
Can you
clouds.
explain me something, Yehu? I've always been a bit suspicious on that. I see the sun there, but if I go higher, I should get closer to the sun, so shouldn't he look bigger as much as I go higher?
I think we can experiment that because nobody reached the 150 kilometers up. So we are so far away from the sun. I doesn't have the answer. I don't know
Because
any observable empiric evidence of going up 120 kilometer or 150 kilometer. Nobody reached that altitude, so it's difficult to tell us.
it's very
You know,
difficult also for me to picture the sun as being that far, because when we look at it, he's right there. And the picture that it would be so wide, so big, I don't know, I have a problem.
yeah,
That's the only thing I'm
make
still searching the answers.
yes, I make the same kind of questions
Yeah.
many
I'll
times.
be right back. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay, it's good. So here you can see the sun up there, and you can see the zenithal light,
Yeah,
you know, and
the hot spot.
the hot spot. And the real thing is this one. I'm gonna screenshot, and I'm going to put here. And when you do this kind of, you know, I'm gonna just to leave clear that the sun is there. When you make some level adjustment to this, you can see this there. You have here the hotspot, but from back it continue the land. So if the world was round, this hotspot must be on the horizon line. The reflection could be like this. I'm going to show you in the simulation computer right now, so I understand better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow you.
Okay, I'm going to show you like this. I'm going to show you because I prepare a long time ago from the first shows. I create this simply computer generated simulation, but for the people can understand what is all this reflection about. If you have a curved surface, when the sun reflects, always is going to reflect on the borderline, okay, of the curve, right? But no matter where you put it, you also want to have this kind of, because remember the sun was to like 93 million miles away, okay? It's very far away, okay? Just to see that reflection, you must be always, you can see it always, and it's more big, of course, right? But you always gonna see the reflection. You're gonna see in the border, and here when we make some adjustment, you can see the land continue back there, and the reflection is not on the border, is up, is in a straight line of the sun. So if I make this surface, I make not round, in fact I make it flat. The only way to achieve that kind of reflection is because the source light is up. So when I put it up, I'm going to make this more biggest. Let me just, when you make it like this, you're gonna have the reflection and the lands back like in reality. I make it very quickly, okay? But you can see where I go. You have there the same simulation. You know, the only way to produce the same kind of spot is because the source light is up in the straight line. There's no way to have this kind of reflection if there is round surface. You always must have this on the border. It's impossible to have like this. You must be, it's impossible. It's just physical, optical, you know, it's impossible. It's impossible. So they are using a lot of software, and that is, they are intervented all these kind of things. So that is why the engineering or the people who are the owners of these companies is never going to be talking about this, because they are the same. So after that, you can see how they use today all the technology about recreating the space and how they fake, you know, the gravity. I think it's just with the one video, you know, I make a compilation of that because I want to have it to show the people very quickly. You can have it here. You have the first Stanley Kubrick, you know, process to fake what Julio Vernes talk about. You can see how ridiculous is all this. They are all this is how they make it, and this is the way that they are making it today. This is not just no, because look at this astronaut, he can't go down.
Yeah.
They try and they and they can go to pick up the tool. How many tries you gonna make it? This is the guy. He jumps and they can't. How the people can believe this?
Hypnotize.
They are hypnotized. Look at this. What the fuck are they doing? They jump to communicate with the other astronaut. This is funny for me, dear. When I saw, can you imagine? I make computer animation, so when I see this, for me was totally clear. You know, I say, okay, this is totally fake, totally fake. And when you see this kind of thing, and you think, oh no, but this is in the 69, but now we are in the space. Yes, that is why they make all these symbols, because we are in the space. If you compare this kind of behavior with a military submarine behavior, you doesn't gonna find nothing in comparison. When you are down on the water, when your life is in risk, you're gonna have a lot of procediment to survive in the submarine, and the submarine can go up when whatever they want. The captain say, okay, we are in trouble, go up to the surface, and they take, I don't know, 1 hour to go to the surface. But imagine in the space station that they have a trouble, they die. So for me, it's totally ridiculous, you know, to believe that this guy is gonna be so happy up there, you know, with all the debris flying around. No, it's not had any sense to be in the space with that kind of reaction, with that kind of behavior. No, this is good. I play the guitar, you know. I make.
That's it. You go in space for what? What worthy are you bringing back from space? And every time they go on camera, it's just to play guitar or doing stage stuff. It's never to bring something of value to humanity.
Exactly. And if
to
the
make fun of
science,
us.
exactly.
That's why. You know, that's why I said it before. That's why they brought Guy Laliberté from Le Cirque du Soleil. He's a clown. You don't wonder why they brought Guy Laliberté inside the fake ISS. Because he's a clown.
Yeah, in fact, you know, you are talking about the clowns and the word astronaut, and this is you know, a biocodification made with my friend Lucas. You know it.
Yeah.
And this is
Makes
an
sense.
our interpretation, okay? This is not just maybe it's correct or maybe no. But when you write astronaut,
Ash.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Ass.
say
You see ass at
as
first.
astronaut, you know, like
Ah,
playing like they are the
actors,
clowns
not.
of Thor. You know, I don't know if I write correct, but you can have this kind of astronaut, astronaut, you know, and that is why they are codification with this. So that is why when you put ESS guitar, you know they are clowns. They play guitar. What? How in the all sense, you know, you can believe there is going to be an astronaut with all this protocol to survive playing a guitar, and he have like 20 different guitar models. So how they can send it so many guitars up in the space?
And not only that, on top of that, Chris Hadfield did a TED Talk. He did a TED Talk and he was explaining, he was so clever explaining people how he almost drowned in space. You should have
Yeah,
seen that TED Talk. It's hilarious. It's like,
exactly.
but they're all hypnotized. Nobody's asking questions. Me, I would have been in the audience. I would have said, "Hey, Chris, man, whoa, I got a question for you." You know, nobody question anything. They just go sit, listen, and
Exactly. What is this, for example? This is the English astronaut Tom Peake with a gorilla inside the ESS. My, I can't believe it. You know, I really when I see this, I say, now this is all like astronaut, because how this could be possible? You know, a gorilla going. No, this is too much for me, you know. And this is just the 1% of the astronaut. What are they doing there?
They are just laughing at us. They are making fun of how stupid are the people, you know, how easy it is to deceive us just in our face.
Exactly.
They love to do that. Mark Passio always he was I don't know if you know Iru Das. Mark Passio was a priest of the Satanist church long ago until he realizes, oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm on the wrong side, and he left and started making a good work about all the elites, what they do, you know, interpreting all the symbols. Is great. You know, I
it's him.
Yeah,
It's him that did the movie The Matrix. I think also.
yes, yeah. He decoded the Matrix movie. Yeah. I
Yeah,
listened.
he
he's
was
great.
and he was he said that when he was in those reunions with the elite, no, before he left, people is people won't imagine how they talk about the normal people. They are making fun of how stupid people are, and you know they call it the deaths because he said they think we are living deaths, you know, like in the
That's
series of the
that's
TV.
why they did the miniseries Walking Dead.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. They didn't remember. It,
So yeah. I know him from Eduardo, and I see. I never complete because I left 2 hours. But there is a great you know, how to debunk the New Age, and it's a video about 7 hours. But you know, it's worth it every minute.
yeah,
Because it's great. It's great to understand what is the New Age really. When I talking about the New Age, I'm referred to this. You know, the Aquarius, the era of Aquarius, because that is why they invented the Big Bang and all this kind of thing, because they need to empty spiritual the people. So how you can empty spiritual the people? Well, you say you are product of randomness in the space. You are nothing. You just something explode and you are here.
Yeah.
That is, you know, put it in a few words. So that is holy good. You know, is the holy good. It's also the when we're talking about Harry Potter. Potter.
Merlin, because all the, as Mark Passio says, all the occult, in the origin is the druidic, cults, and always Merlin, in the Lord of the Rings, and they always in the movies about the King Arthur and all that stuff. They are always taking that Hollywood. You know, and they are the deceiver. He's the magician.
Merlin.
Hollywood.
I think it's called Merlin l'Enchanteur.
Yeah, this is the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
you know,
he goes with a little stick. Ooh.
Yeah, this is the Lord of the Rings.
The Hollywood.
Holy good, exactly. Holy good,
Holy
and also it's referred to the magic stick.
Yeah.
You know, the holy stick, and the Lord of the Rings is this one. This is the Lord of the Rings, Stanley Kubrick.
That's why. Is that why the magician go around with sticks everywhere?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to connect with this one because we are start talking about the Disney, the family Disney, and you of course you have Hollywood, and they also have, you know, the Templar inside of Hollywood. It's not just a Hollywood, you know, owned by the Hebrew community. It's also to the Jesuits. Both are inside Hollywood. This is a Templar. The Oscar is a Templar. You know, with the same pose, the mask, the iron shoulders, everything is a Templar. There is no doubt about that. So that is holy good, because for they, holy good is the real manipulation of the mind.
Yeah.
They make real from a monitor. So what is a monitor? Monitor, because that is where the movies, you know, you play the movies on the monitor, on the screen, but you have the word monitor, and that is like, say, you know, please put a little imagination because everything is connected, but use like, say, Amon and Thor, for example. You understand what, you know, monitor all the time. You are refer or Thor or Amon or Isis or they are
the same
everywhere.
Vibration,
yeah, they are everywhere. In fact, when we're talking about the Disney family and you introduce with the magician thing, the people must be remember that the Disney family, I have somewhere here, of course, he was, you know, Walt Disney, Von Braun, Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley, the astronaut with the Apollo 11. He is Jack Parsons. He is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. But he was from the Otto Templis Orientis, and they don't hide it. If you Google, if you make a Google search, you're gonna find it in Wikipedia. And the plain side, you know, they say, yes, I create the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and I follower of Aleister Crowley, and also I am from Ordo Templis Orientis. Ordo Templis Orientis.
So what? Hey, nobody will never notice, and if they notice, nothing to worry about. Hey, yes, seems normal, you know, like George Bush, and I think you saw that when they asked him once, well, you are from Skull and Bone Society. It's a secret society. Yeah, it's so secret I can tell you anything about it. And yeah, and he didn't say anything, and nobody cares. Yeah, that's right, Diru.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it. What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
on.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest.
Number 322.
First of all, he's not the nominee, and look, I look for.
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code? I wish there were something secret I could manifest. 322, secret number? There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it. And we'll be watching. Be safe on the campaign trail. John Kerry, thanks for joining us.
Everything is in the show. The show must go on.
Wow.
The show must go
Nobody
on.
worries about it, you know. It's like, hey, how about secret? You know, why secret? What? You can't be secret if you are the president of the United States. You know, you're supposed to be the most public person.
Exactly. And today we
You're
have
supposed to care for the people.
Yeah,
we
serve
have
the people. Serve the people.
Yeah, and serve.
Barry Soetoro, which is our friend Obama. You know, is an actor. He's an actor. He is an actor. In fact, look, what is the message right now for Obama to the world?
And for the international order that we have worked for generations to build. Ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. Order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
And he stay, you know, all-powerful sovereign, like a king, you know. What? This is 2016. What were we listened? We are listening like if we live in the kingdom's age. This is.
Wow.
The people must be wake up quickly.
The people must wake up. Hello.
Hello. Exactly. In fact, we see before Sean Kerry, and Sean Kerry, it's also one of the who said this, for example.
Does very bad works. Who insists that climate change is one big hoax, even a political conspiracy. My friends, these people are so out of touch with science that they believe rising sea levels don't matter because in their view, the extra water is just going to spill out over the sides of a flat Earth. They're wrong, obviously. For the benefit of those who may still question the 97% of peer-reviewed studies on climate change, let me just underscore, you don't need to be a scientist to know that the Earth is round, that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and that gravity is the reason that objects fall to the ground. You could pick 100 different examples of simple things that happen every day that reflect science and determinations of science. And you don't need to be a scientist.
Why?
Wow.
Why?
Climate change is a hoax.
Totally. In fact, I remember a show because a lot of people talk about making a debate, which, you know, never is going to be a debate about the flat earth because the flat earth is going to win from the first minute. You know, it's impossible. But here in Russian TV, there was a show talking about the climate change, and look at let's hear it. Just this.
Textbooks make this a policy and a right denial of climate change into the textbooks. Make this a policy and a rule. Most Americans get it that climate change is real. Climate change is a problem. That we are polluting our planet. Neil, you're pulling your paper out. So Neil, do we really want our teachers to teach pseudoscience to our kids?
If you'll allow me to quote from the 17-line bill, I'll just read the middle 10. Provide information to students of scientific evidence which both supports and counters scientific theory or hypothesis.
There is no scientific
and
evidence that
assist
counters.
students in developing critical thinking skills to evaluate scientific theories and hypotheses The legislature recognizes that the teaching of certain scientific topics, such as climate science, may be controversial. The legislature encourages the teaching of such scientific controversies to be made in an objective manner with both strengths and weaknesses of such scientific theory or hypothesis.
We the legislature, recognize that there is a debate about whether the Earth is round or flat.
No.
And let's encourage critical thinking by saying there should be a legitimate debate between whether the Earth is round or flat. Because after all, any idiot can walk outside and look and see that it's flat.
To debate this? You don't still believe in man-made global warming, do you? I mean, is that what we're at right now? I mean, you still like bought into that? Listen, after all the emails, after all the...
And look how they try to, taking from another point. But it's like this, any idiot that walk outside see that the Earth is flat. So this is talking in the media now. So this is, for me, with Eduardo a few hours ago, we're talking about, the concave Earth. Also coming from this Christian Lord, because he said that he's like a reincarnation of Jesus. I don't know which is it.
But, Lord Stephen Christ.
Yeah, that way.
I invited him on my TRU-MON show. I wanted him to vibe with me here. He said no.
Okay,
I invited him to come on the show. Said, bro, come and share what you have.
Yeah, he released a video.
I write him a long message. His reply was not.
He released a video to invite it to the flat to the flat earthers more popular, like Mark Sargent and this kind of guy, to talk about the problem with this guy. For me, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that he's wrong or not, because I don't have all the cards to
we all, each and every one of us has a little bit of the truth.
Of course, exactly. But from my point of view, he uses a lot of computer animation. He never show a real picture. So it's like Hollywood. It's like use software. He used softwares to make his hypothesis. So
make his model.
So for me, I just listened. Because I like to listen all the point of view. But for now, I keep it on the side, because until I can see a concave part in my reality show me a flat surface. My sense are show me a flat, are feeling, I'm stationary and all that kind of thing. So for me, it's a little difficult to enter in the point of view of concave Earth, but I leave it there, and maybe someday something is come out that make me change my mind.
Also, what Steven is saying that only on a lake also we should see the water curve. He said the water curve, it's just because you can't see it detected with your eyes, but he says the water bent and the light bent and stuff that I cannot experience and I don't experience on my own. So I'm like, what the heck is that?
Exactly. So this is the magicians. That is why they use the magician all the time, because Hollywood is made by Walt Disney. Walt Disney is part of Luciferian Masonic temples. They even have a Masonic club on Disneyland. So if you want to go to...
Why not?
So, you have the 33 dish there, like the flat earth, they have the Masonic floor. They sponsor Einstein and this kind of thing. In fact, you have a really great connection, because you have here, what do you have here? You have the Masonic magician, the life and death of Count Cagliostro, and his Egyptian rite. Again, they come from Egyptians. They are Egyptian. The Egyptian never die. They change the skin. It's just that.
Yeah.
They are all the Solomon keys. That is why our friend Mickey is, a magician. In fact, if you want to make a little connection, you have what? The crop cycles guy, he write a magus of Freemasonry, because they are all magicians. In fact, the square and the compass, in fact, at least the last resettlement that I made is pointing, because the number P, it's 4. It's not 3.14. And I invited everyone to want to understand what I'm talking about right now to follow this guy. He is a mathematical guy, and he talking about why when you try to make, you know, all the mathematicians calculation for put a square inside a circle, the real number is 4 to pi. That is why all the Masonic guys uses the square and compass, because they know the real mathematical calculations. And to us, they give us another number.
That's profound what you just said.
So I invited. I just start to see this series of because I like to also. I am not you know, a scientist. I am not going to show you the flat Earth from the numbers. My mission, I say in this way, is to show the people from this kind of communication that I made, you know, showing the connections, not the numbers. But I also show to the people who are interested in numbers, you can start to follow this kind of guys. You know, we also know Brian, I can remember the surname.
Brian Mullen.
Yeah, he also is in engineering, so
yeah.
you can follow this Brian Mullen, who makes
very good stuff, Brian.
Yeah, he makes a really good mathematician things.
Yeah.
So there are, you know, you can go for it's for every taste. But this is the, you know, the patent, the US patent for the monitor manipulation, the nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors, from Amon and Tor. That is why we believe, because even they make in, you know, in the they make a person hypnotized by the monitor. And this is a patent, US patent. This is, you can find it in Google. You know, this is the name of the patent, the number. So that is why you believe, that is why they make real in your mind. That it doesn't matter if it's real in the material world. If it's in your mind, then you have it. And that is why they use, why they put the Zion word in everything. Here in Spanish, everything is an action you invoke to Zion. And Zion, when you're talking about Zion, is like the, you know, the central sun. Zion is referred to the central sun. And television in English is televi. It's like this, Eduardo.
TV.
Yeah, but the word Zion at the end of some kind of, yeah, you all the time. Yeah, you all the time are invoking Amon, Thor, Zion, Isis, you know, Gaga, all that kind of stuff. In fact, we also have, for example, things like Disney History Institute. And I show you one of the I going about finish, okay? I don't know if you are good. How many?
Yeah, I'm good.
How time we pass?
I don't have much time because I gotta get out with Pinchy before we go to bed, and tomorrow I wake up soon in the morning. So, but okay.
A little bit over 2 hours now.
2 hours?
A little bit over.
Okay. So we have, for example, in 1967, we have the... This is how Control Your Mind. They create with Monsanto the Inner Space Adventure. and it's come from Disney 2 years before the moon landing. So they prepare all kind of what of people, because here you have, you know, military people, you have young people, you have business people. All they go to this kind of park when they show even this kind of center. You know, here you can see it. You can see the center of our plane, you know. So in fact, what Disney do when every game, they hypnotize you. Why? Because look at this.
Is the nucleus of the atom. Do I dare explore the vastness of its inner space? No, I dare not go on. I must return to the realm of the molecule before I go on shrinking forever.
They use hypnotizes things. They use lights. They use that kind of voice with reverb, with echo. So when you enter in the game of Disney, always is gonna be light off and hypnotic voice talking to you. And then maybe comes the game, and you know, nice game. But he are hypnotizing people. In fact, this is very funny because you have Monsanto behind the Inner Space Adventure with Disney Institute. That is why the Masonic television of MTV are today. That is why they use the same letter M for Monsanto. This is Monsanto. This is Monster Inc. And this is MTV. It's the fucking same letter. So, yeah. Who have any doubt about this? Then you can, yeah. So you also have, for example, when you're talking about rockets, it's an obelisk. The rockets is the symbolic thing of obelisk, trying to penetrate the Mother Earth. They rip the Mother Earth with this kind of symbolic thing. In fact, in the space program, they use the dragon here. They use the word Baal in their, you know, doors. Who opens the doors? Baal. You know, that famous, ¿cómo es esa de Ábrete Sésamo en inglés? ¿La conocés vos?
Sesame Street.
Yeah, exactly. So this is, everything is connected. You have the SpaceX, you know, the company, the private company, but nothing have to private. Private is all founded financially with, you know, NASA, government, and all that kind of stuff. You see, SpaceX, Dragon, number 11.
That's another illusion, to make us believe that it's private company, SpaceX.
Yeah, what private?
What? It should be private. It's all funded by government. Wake up.
Yeah. Yeah, you have, for example, in this web page, 2 plus 5 is equal 7. The number 6. The number 3. So a little symbolic, you know. Is all this is coincidence.
11.
My God. No. This is, and the number 9 and the name Falcon. Which is now is for me is too much. In fact, we have, for example, we have, look at Disneyland, because all is made in the mind. This is Disney trying to sell us the trip to Mars. Look at this, my God, this is you know, they target to adult people. This is not for the kids.
Underworld of nature's own realm. Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Again, the hypnotic red light with the name Garco, which is Darko, which is Draco, which is Dragon. Is the fucking same thing. In fact, if you look at the beginning, these images from here, I think is this one, this image here, this image here is the same. At least if it's not the same, it's you know, it's very very similar. It's very similar. Let me find the image, because maybe you have just CERN. If you have the image of CERN, I have it in some way here. Give me just 1 second. Here you have, you know, this kind of symbolic things like the Maya illusion. So what are they telling us? The Earth ball is an illusion. They are telling you in this image. There you have the big arrow, the big arrows, you know, the big arrows pointing west, east, south, north. This all symbolic. They try to selling us the Mars and beyond.
You know what makes me think about? You know what it makes me think about? That wheel, that circle. You know, when I was young, I used to. But not only The Price is Right, but there's another game on TV. You turn a wheel and it's I think
Wheel of Fortune,
something like that. Yeah. You know, all this is programming also.
Yeah. So
on a subconscious level, yeah.
On a subconscious level, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't look at these formulas, you know. They make all these cartoons.
No, but what I mean is it works on the subconscious level because we all been programmed. When I was looking at those shows, I never seen the lie. But when now I know the lie, I look at those shows and it makes a lot more sense. It's programming.
Yeah, in fact, look at, you know, they make with Monsanto, they make the space adventure. Then they programming us to go to Mars. From this beginning, of course, look at this Sumerian guy in the Disneyland, talking about Mars. They are putting us the Sumerian gods. This is Mars. This is Mars. This is Mars. And this is the scientist looking at Mars, you know. Oh my God, we are going to go to Mars. Look at the sun, the earth. Look at this, man. What are they talking?
You know the work of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, you know, about the subconscious and the ego and the unconscious mind and the archetype and the synchronicity. Well, everything starts with an idea, okay? An archetype is an idea. Once you affirm, how do you say?
When you
when you affirm an idea, something, state something, from now on, from that moment and on, it tends to self-affirmation, okay? Once you affirm something, that idea tends by itself, okay, by defect, to self-affirmation. So when from then you see some things that confirm or that reminds you that idea gets bigger, you know, like a snowball. So everything is trying to reaffirmate that idea that they put in your mind. And as the subconscious mind works with symbols and symbolism, images, you know, then they put the images in the movies, your subconscious mind get them, you form an idea, and from now on TV, movies, industrial music industry, you know, they just need to reaffirm that idea.
Exactly.
And that's all.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening when you look at the moon. Like, I know the moon is not a spheric thing, but I know it's a disc now. But I mean, even today, sometimes when I look at it, I see it as a sphere because the programming goes so deep. The sun is very, very clear to me that it cannot be a sphere, but the moon, I don't know. I look at the moon, I still see it as a sphere.
Yeah, but that is why because the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show you why you see like a sphere thing, but here you can see Von Braun.
But what I mean is more goes from the programming that I've been put under.
And look how Disney, as they programming to us, because you look at this. But no, this is amazing. This is amazing. But you have from Disney, you have, for example, this Mars and Beyond. You have the inner space, and also you have the programming to accept the sun god, because they also make a movie. I think it's no, this one. No, I'm gonna show you the Disney. I have from here in this. Give me a second. Give me a second, because I have it from. I know that I save in somewhere in my computer, but let me do a search. Because I have a lot of folder. I'm going to put it in this way if I can to see how many files I have. Yeah. So it's from Universal. I follow a guy who have a really great videos, and he put how Disney programming us to believe that the suns are nuclear bombs and all that kind of stuff. And I can't remember exactly the name, but I know I have it. Give me just try to find when I'm left. Here I think I have here sunspot. Well, another things, I have been research a lot of things, and they say if the sun is super hot, why we see black point?
Yeah.
That doesn't have any sense, because if the sun is super hot, there is no way to us to see a black point in the sun. That is because the sun is electrical power, it's magnetic power, it's not nuclear bombs power. I'm gonna send sun. I want to find, because for me it's the last point.
It has to be hot. It has to be hot at some degrees, because we feel the heat and
yeah, this is the real sun. No, not this one. I have a video now, because to our day you can find a lot of information about how the size of the sun is, the distance, the real distance. You have a lot of information. I have been my own slide to try to you have this the electric suns from this scientific guy, which is Donald Scott. He talked about how the real sun is. This is NASA sun. This is all lie. Of course, there is no way. Why are the sunspot darker if there are a lot of power? That kind of things, I never start thinking about that kind of things until this. I enter in the flat earth movement. Then you have a great video, which is the top 5 reasons that the sun is an electric, and this is the scientist method. This is not just you can see here a lot of paper from those people that like the mathematical things, and you have here all the formulas. And the sun, it's impossible to be a nuclear power source. And then of course you have Disney behind all this, because from this guy, Through Media Revolution, I recommended this channel because this is a guy that have a lot of information. And from here I see the Disney programming, because if you enter in this, I think it's this one, which is wake up, NASA lights, the sun is not nuclear furnace. I don't know which is the pronunciation. Here you have the same kind of idea of Disney. This is coming from Disney. Again, this is the same time when Disney proposed to us that the sun...
C.D.B. Larson's The Case Against the Nuclear Atom. So once again, if these huge megalithic projects such as CERN, ITER, are based on a faulty premise to begin with, and we know based on overwhelming evidence pointing to the fact that they've suppressed real technology and knowledge from mankind to solely benefit the ruling power.
Always is the genius behind, you know, the magia, the magician.
Global control. What are these projects really for? What is the true agenda? This is the question we need to ask. We need to ponder these pertinent questions because a paradigm of true technology, true freedom, true knowledge that the ancients who understood electricity and magnetism and were masters of sound and frequency were well aware of is...
Look at how is shaped. Sorry, because it's the, here is a square. Here is like a pentagram and square. You can see here. I don't know if you can see like me, but this is all elliptical lines, but inside you can see how it form a pentagram, for example. That is
I never pay attention to that.
You know, they trap the earth, they trap us in the pentagram. That is why that image of the earth is going back and enter in this kind of symbolics.
Hidden right under our very nose.
And there, here you have Disneyland.
Know the answer not only to your energy, but to what makes other stars in the universe shine. Thermonuclear reaction. It wound up the universe. Thermonuclear. 8 to 5, they've made a hydrogen bomb. We certainly have, Mr. Sun.
And look how they program into you, because you have adult people, scientists, supposedly, science people, talk with cartoons. Sorry?
Roll 12. I brought along a trickster friend of mine, Thermo the Magician.
A friend of mine, Thermal the Magician.
Who has an act which he claims explains the sun's magic.
Sun's magic?
I am Thermo. I will do for you such a trick only me and the stars can do. Pay attention. This is one way to make a hydrogen bomb. Nature's way. So, hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is hydrogen? The smallest atom from which you build all the other atoms. So, we will weigh the hydrogen. Scale.
Energy in those 3 little ounces that completely disappeared as matter. That energy is enough to raise the Empire State Building 2,500 miles high.
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. This is all programming. This no doubt. This is all a lie. If anyone can still believe in the ball Earth and the nuclear weapons and the nuclear power and these kind of things, they are totally, you know, under control of the elite of Set. The elite of Set. Sat elite is the elite of Set. And I think we can finish from today, but we can continue with the all programming at our time, 2016, how Disney had become Discovery Channel, History Channel, and all those kind of things. I think we have a lot for today, no?
No, I've learned a lot again today. It was very, very interesting, Yehu. It's always a great pleasure to have you on and share your information with us.
I want to ask, before leave this mission, I want to ask Eduardo how time ago you entered to this business or to this you know, realize that we doesn't live in the bald earth, because he's from Spain. Yeah. I know him from my YouTube channel. I make a great friendship. today, but I never asked him why or how he entered in this situation of flat Earth.
You know, it would be interesting to share with us a bit your awakening. Yeah.
Well, long ago, many years ago, that were when I was by chance, trying to find something in internet. The first thing I saw about the conspiracy theorists, it was about the Holocaust hoax, no? And I said, Holocaust hoax, the lies about the Holocaust. What lies? How
6 million people died.
Yeah, well. So I started watching videos about the Holocaust, and then I started changing my mind very quickly. And then I started watching things of David Icke, Chris Everard, Michael Tessarion, great work. Jordan Maxwell, Project Camelot, David Wilcock, many things. Then I never stopped watching, things. Sometimes at the beginning I was obsessed. I was watching 14 hours a day of things. I'm reading a lot and watching a lot and data all day. Years later, I have a friend in Barcelona, Nacho Sain, Iru. Le etiqueto en los posts por la mañana junto a ti, pues he talked to me about Mark Passio, 2 years ago, and that blow my head off. That was another moment in my life that I really changed. I made a great shift, in consciousness, and that guy Nacho 2 months ago started talking me about the flat Earth, and at the beginning I didn't pay too much attention to that, and he sent it to me some videos on Facebook, and well, I didn't watch them, soon, but one day I started watching them, and in 2 hours watching videos I said, wow.
So it's recent, so it's fresh.
Like Beavis and Butthead, cool. And then soon I started making contact with Iru, and this almost 2 months have been, again, 6-7 hours a day watching videos and thinking and realizing all the connecting dots, in all the theories, and it's, it's
For me was when I see this first image, when I see this and I say, my God, it's totally flat.
Yeah.
This blow my mind.
Yeah.
After this kind of images, then I start to see, to think, okay, I accept that we living in the flat world. Now, how I explain the satellites, the eclipses, the rest of the thing, but from the perspective of everything is a flat world. And because when I see this, I never have any doubt about that. I understand to see, okay, I need to search where is the trick in all the regular stuff. But there is a trick. There is no doubt that the world is completely a flat horizon. It's a flat horizon. When I see this is have a GoPro lens, right? But when you stop there, you can see it. And I receive a lot of message from people that, in fact, women that they are in Spanish, but so that it did not have any sense to play. But they make me, they telling me that they cry when they accept that they live in the flat Earth. They cry, but for happiness.
That's why Yehud, you always, it's very important for everybody to always remember the first moment you came into this realization of the flat Earth, and to never lose that feeling, because There is a lot of scrap on YouTube, a lot of stuff that's gonna get you distracted. So never forget that first feeling you had when you look at the sun and you realize that you were living on a flat plane and not a ball. Never lose that feeling. Very important.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So
Next
I
day,
think for today, yeah.
Iru, next day or some maybe someday if you want. Iru knows it. I told him I have a lot of experience in how do you say it? Psychedelics. You know, ayahuasca, mushrooms, peyote, San Pedro, you know, and I can tell you a bunch of things, you know, from my experiences from that and how that matches a bunch of things that I've learned in this conspiracy stuff, you know, about MK Ultra mind control, how this world is in fact a hologram, how you know everything is connected. So if you want, one day we can talk. I can prepare, and Iru also, sure, he will do. And
We get together again next Sunday. For sure.
About that, because everything, in fact, no matter what we talk about, at least the most important thing is the level of consciousness of the person. You know, the subconscious. The mind control only works when it's done in a subconscious level. So when you make, as Jung said, no, until the unconscious it's made conscious, the subconscious will rule your life, and you will call it destiny or fate. You know, so the ayahuasca and the mushrooms, peyote can blow your mind and can make many people open-minded, you know, and realize how they are cheating us and how they are lying all the time, and how we are connected with everything, and we are all one. So I'm looking forward to.
That's great, guys.
See you again.
I think because for me the important thing of telling all this true is if the ending of all this is to reconnect it spiritually.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's like, okay, I know the world is flat, and what I do.
Yeah.
You know, because after all, doesn't matter in what you believe. You are going to return to the quantum of consciousness.
Dust.
So that is the important thing, is learn how to don't be tricked in that consciousness quantum. Because if you are tricked again, you come back again as a slave.
They win. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's really important to talk about. I think we can, for all this presentation that we have made, I think in 2 more Sundays we can end it, all the slides that I have in biocodification, and then after all we can resume how to reconnect spiritual.
Yeah, that would be
If you
interesting
agree,
to
Eduardo.
touch that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. So
that's
I
great,
have a guest to my side, so I'm going to be part of my reality here to drink some coffee and take a talk with my friend. So people, I love you guys. So we see the next Sunday.
Yeah, see you next Sunday. Thanks a
And-
lot for coming on the show again today. Very appreciated.
And then thank for all the people that are watching this.
A great pleasure. Okay. See you soon again, I hope.
See you, Eduardo. See you, Shanik. And hello to Marma also.
Yeah, Mar, I'm gonna be on with Mar Tuesday. We're gonna talk a bit about that.
Okay, send it my love
crap that's happening into YouTube Flat Earth. English side, I have to say, because it's more, you know, that whole thing that's happening on YouTube is more on the English side because that's where the main thing is going. So me and Mar are gonna approach that Tuesday. We're gonna give our point of views after it's been a year, me and the Flat Earth. So I have a lot to say. I have a lot that I can empty my heart on, so I can't wait to do that. So we will be back for another TRU-MON show Tuesday.
Okay, I'm gonna see it.
Morning, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay.
We're out.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.